Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, it's our public concern night. It's Wednesday in Trinidad and Tobago. So remember, viewers, call in. Let us know where the bad road is. Let us know where the bad pavements are. Let us know if your counselor is visiting you in your area. Let us know if your MP is visiting you in your area. So tonight, viewers, is our public concerns night. And we're highlighting that. So feel free to call in and let us know. I do want to remind you, viewers, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, it's Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. Like and share it. On YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. So remember, viewers, share our live stream. It is important to us, and it is also important for the viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali to let their friends and family who's living abroad know about this program. It is important to us, viewers. Also, just a reminder, I'm a licensed money lender. You can for cash borrow. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. As long as you have some form of collateral for us to hold, house, land, vehicle, gold, contact our office, set up an appointment, come down and meet us. Remember, we are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas, 132 Sipero Road, 132 Sipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Our office business are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Remember that. Contact us. So those of you who want a higher interest rate on your hard-earned cash, we are offering you 4% on fixed deposit. Remember that, viewers. And if you have your money put on in the bank and you want to make money on it, contact me. I'm a licensed money lender. Why have your money put down in the bank when you're not getting nothing on it? Times are getting harder. Bills are coming with more interest on it. Just now you have to make more money. You understand? So why not contact me and say, Saeed, I have a little 100,000 in the bank, or I have 50,000, boy. What you could do for me? How much interest I could get on that? Call the office, set up an appointment, come and see me, and we could talk some business. Remember, I am a licensed money lender in Trinidad and Tobago, and I am also a licensed money lender in Guyana. We have Real Talk equipment in Guyana. I'm a licensed money lender in Guyana. We have Real Talk autos in Guyana. So viewers, for the haters out there, I just want to drop this for you. The more you wish me bad, is the more God is going to smile on me. Why am I saying that? Because He have chosen me. Why have He chosen me? To give me a spiritual gift to work right here in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world in all the English-speaking countries. So when you tell yourself, oh, we hate inside and we don't like side, let me tell you something. While you hating me, God showing you that He's going to bless me. And we expanded in different countries. Just now it's Grenada. Just now it's Barbados. Just now it's St. Kitts. Just now it's Dubai. We're setting up companies. We're expanding. Remember, finance is my business. That is what I am into. Finance is my business. So Trinidad and Tobago, you want to make money? Contact me. I'm a licensed money lender. I will show you how to grow your money. Other financial institution ain't telling you that, you know. But I will tell you, I will show you how to grow your money. So, as we start our program tonight, Defense Attorney Prakash Ramada have signaled his intention to approach Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for him to instruct the board of the state-owned Paria Fuel Trading Limited to decide on the proposal of $5 million ex-gratuity payment for each family of the divers killed in the Paria diving tragedy. Now I want to let you understand something. $15+ million have been spent to do an inquiry onto what actually happened on that day. $15+ million have spent, and up to today, not $1,500 have been given to the family of the divers who died, not even for a grocery in their house. They spent $15 million, but they can't spend $1,500 in groceries for the diver. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. Ramada representing the Cuban and the Henry families and Cuban widow Celicia Cuban. The attorney said, it might be incumbent upon those who advise the PM to advise him to invite members of the family to a meeting to give them at least some comfort and to show that someone in authority cares or is in their corner. Ramada called or recalled that he and his legal team had promised to file an action against Paria and LMCS before the second anniversary of the tragedy. While they had yet to file, the team is prepared. Previously, Rowley stated that the tragedy was a legal matter of liabilities and responsibilities, and it would be unusual at this stage for the government to override the responsibilities and role of the board and other entities involved. Let me tell you something. A courtesy visit to the homes. A courtesy visit to the home. You are the Prime Minister. You are the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. This is a state-owned company. A state-owned company that is working for the government. And you as the Prime Minister, since that incident to now, you can't find your tail down by the 4 or 5 divers' family. Sad. It's sad. It shows the level of caring. If you are the head of the present administration and Paria is owned by the state, you can't forget for about 3 or 4 hours that you are the Prime Minister. Forget you are the Prime Minister. Think of yourself as a human being going to check the diver's family. Think about it. Now, I am definitely sure, definitely sure, if some member of the Paria board family that the incident happened to, let me tell you something, the Prime Minister and his whole entourage team would have been present by their house. But it's sad when our Prime Minister only talks on platform and can't come down to the real world and put power aside, put leadership aside, but think about the humanity part of you. The whole country is crying out with these family, and they're turning a blind and a deaf ear to the board. I will tell Allah something. God don't sleep. God don't sleep. Switching gears, KFC lovers will now have to pay more for their favorite meal because some price adjustment between 3 to 5% have been implemented. We ain't going to talk too much about them. We ain't going to talk too much about KFC because they're really benefiting me. But just to let you all know, prices have been increased. Call a good night.
Yes, good night. Yeah. How can I send you a picture of somebody? The people paint the road, but they paint the hole in the road.
267-7325.
What? Excuse me?
The operator will give you the number. The introduction of taxation on sugar, sweetened beverages, and the ultra-processed food is being recommended by the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago as a message to discourage the consumption of unhealthy food and beverages. You think that's going to stop people? You think that is going to stop people introduction of a tax on sugar sweetened beverages? No, that won't stop nobody. It would not. However, Health Minister Terence Dial says no such policy will be considered despite the fact that he has issue with the profilation of unhealthy food being offered to citizens. What about the poor conditions of the hospital? What about somebody waiting 2 years to have an eye surgery? That is not poor? That is not poor? Imagine you're going to the hospital to see a doctor and they tell you you have to come back tomorrow or the day after. To do a stent implant, you have to wait 2 years, 3 years. That is not poor? The Diabetes Association made a recommendation in a release yesterday. Nothing. It is well known that fast food companies continue to infiltrate the nation's schools through sponsorship of sports team, scholarships, and other school-related activities. Diabetes Association have a problem with that? What are they sponsoring? I just want to ask her, what are they sponsoring? What are they sponsoring? The association applauded the saying call for the action of unhealthy lifestyle and outlined evidence-based strategies for reducing consumption of ultra-processed and sugary food. However, in an immediate response, the saying outrightly stated that no such policy will be considered. In response to the minister called for collaboration to combat the unhealthy lifestyle, the Diabetes Association refrained from commenting to support government. They're good, yes? The viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're heading straight to Tobago to find out how many gallons of oil have been pumped from the polluted water in Tobago.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, viewers, I am a licensed money lender. You're looking for cash, it's not a problem. You can contact me, set up some kind of arrangement, come down to my office, and we can do business. If you have cash in the bank and you want it to roll over, I'm also a licensed money lender. We could do business if you're interested. Now, straight to Tobago. Close to 400,000 gallons of oil and polluted water have been vacuumed into a frack tank in Tobago from the overturned barge that ran aground off the coast of the cove in Tobago on February 7th. Now, this was confirmed by the media that there are 24 tanks on the island to date. 17 are filled. Meanwhile, the Bonaire government school yesterday said the oil spill was now posing a serious threat to both human and nature on the Dutch-speaking Caribbean island. This is coming from the Bonaire government. In a statement, the government said part of Bonaire East Coast, including Sorobon, Lac and Lagoon, have been contaminated with oil, and vulnerable or the valued mangrove together with fish and coral ecosystem are at risk. Yesterday, a supplier of the frack tank told the media that water and other particles are vacuumed along with the oil into the tanks. Considering the volume of oil still contaminated or contained out at sea, and even more oil despite and deposits stuck to the shoreline on rocks, Tobago Emergency Management Agency Dr. Alan Stewart stated that the team was prepared to use a barge if capacity on land runs out. He also added that they will hold discussion on how the island will deal with restoring affected areas in the mangrove in lowland near the beach and the Magdalena Golf Resort. So Trinidad and Tobago, it's a bacchanal by itself stirred up in Tobago. But nevertheless, it's been 2 weeks since the barge crashed near the coast of Cove, meters away from Lambu, spilling gallons of oil into the water and making its way onto the shoreline. The oil spill incident has robbed fishermen of their only form of income. One fisherman who was out of the water in time when the Gulf Stream was first discovered overturned on February 7th. And so his boat been stuck in the oil until Tuesday. Look at that. Look at that. Members of the Tobago Emergency Management Association visited Lambu Bay to pull the vessel from oil-slicked water. Last Thursday, the vessel eventually ran aground. But after the long wait, he realized he had lost everything on board. However, one retiree said he remained unfazed by the disaster and as he proved that he was unbothered and unaffected by the stench. One minimart owner, Osborne Bruno, also stated that his main concern was how this disaster would affect his pocket. Meanwhile, President of the Environment, Tobago, Bernard, believes there is urgent need to revise the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan to cater specifically for unwanted events that could potentially affect the island. So Trinidad and Tobago, if this happens again, there are no plans in place for this. Now I'm going to tell you something. We, in Trinidad and Tobago, we had a refinery. We have platforms outside of Trinidad drilling for oil. Let's just say a disaster happened. Would it take the government 2 weeks to respond? What sort of contingency plan is there? Look at Tobago right here. Look at Tobago right there. We had to wait almost 2 weeks for something to happen. Almost 2 weeks. What about if that was in Trinidad now? What would have happened? What do you think would have happened? Sad. We have been a country producing oil for the last 100 years. What is an emergency contingency plan that the government has or the energy sector has if something like that would have happened? Sad. It's really, really sad to know that the energy sector in Trinidad and Tobago do not have a quick response. It's really sad. But who cares? Who cares? So viewers, it's that time now where we go into our public concerns. Right. Maxi taxi drivers protested outside the Ministry of Works and Transport head office to highlight an ongoing next of kin issue faced by the drivers. The drivers use their vehicle to circle around the ministry head office through London Street onto Ryson Road and back onto Sackville and Richmond Street. The policy that the Maxi drivers are protesting for will allow all the authorization given to a Maxi taxi driver to be passed on to the next of kin in the event of sickness or death, to allow the Maxi taxi to continue to operate and the business to go on. Former Vice President of Route 2 Maxi Taxi Drivers Association, Brent Knight, stated that the process fluctuates and they want proper guidelines for this process. He pointed out to one of his former colleagues who is ailing and struggling to go to the ministry to renew his priority bus route pass. The association secretary, Bernal Carter, also added that there were many members and their relatives facing the same issue, including some who died during the process. So which means this is a lengthy process. The Ministry of Works and Transport was contacted for a report and a response, but was told that the communication department was a drifting one. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. You call the Ministry of Works and Transport for a response and you got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now viewers, I'll tell you something. Come at me. if I own a maxi taxi, and something happened to me, thus far, according to the maxi taxi drivers and them, there is nothing in place that would be passed down to the son or a relative or the wife of the maxi driver. Nothing in place. And the drivers of the Maxi Taxi Association, the drivers and them, they are trying to speed up a process. So in case something should happen to the driver, the wife could get somebody to work the Maxi. Or the son could be able to work the Maxi. So money could keep flowing. Now I would support the Maxi Taxi Association based on this. Tell us something. When you're healthy, you're healthy. But when you get sick and you cannot work, you just want money to keep rolling. And if there is nothing in place for that to happen, it will be hard, really, really hard. So I would support the Maxi drivers and them on this call. And whoever is responsible for this in the Works and Transport Ministry, well, please, pay attention to it now. This could happen to your family. And in return, you would want help. It's sad when you hear you go to a ministry and nobody there to answer a phone call. And imagine you have a phone ringing in the ministry. A phone will be ringing in your desk. And the way you're so damn lazy, you won't even answer the phone. I went in government office already and I sat down waiting to be attended to. And you're seeing the phone ringing on the desk. You're seeing the person sit down right there on the desk and you don't refuse to answer the phone. You refuse to answer it. That's why when you hear calling a government office, you can never get through because the phone right there. 2 feet away from them. All ever had that experience? You ever had that experience? This is how it goes. We are a happy people. Caller, good night.
Saeed, good night.
Go right ahead. You're live, my friend.
You see the problem in this country. People looking forward to getting in this country. People keep voting back that man they call Rowling to power and he does nothing for this country. This country fall apart, you know. It's gone where it's supposed to go, you know. Nothing to bring it back again except people good intention, you know. That man have to intend for that country, you know. Everything gone with them, take everything gone with too. All the ministers and them. Since themselves when they go on the way. So they might come back, they won't get to come back there. They might get to come back there. Their business fit, you know. People live now. People vote for these things and if people don't change the way of thinking, I do business country. This country gone through. It's almost gone through, everything gone. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, my friend. The Communication Workers Union, CWU, is calling for the immediate removal of more senior managers at the Telecommunication Service of Trinidad and Tobago, which is TSTT. Armed with placards outside the company's headquarters on Edward Street in Port of Spain, dozens of active and retired workers held a protest citing corruption brewing in the organization. Leading the protest was CWU General Secretary Joan Ojir, who stated that workers were frustrated after working tirelessly for years to build a company, only for management to steal all the reward and destroy the integrity of the organization in the process. The union also pleaded with management to pay retroactive salaries owed to workers and retirees. About to be direct. Trinidad and Tobago. Recently, most of the state-owned companies in Trinidad and Tobago workers had to protest for money. Why is this? Why is this? Our Prime Minister came out on a platform, bold and brave, and said to us, when I work, I want my money. So why it is now, when workers and retirees now, it really, really hard to know after I work all these years, you have to protest for your own money. It really, really hard, you know. Managers working, supervisors working, at the end of 30 days they're getting their salary. So what about the people who finish their work process now? And I hope now, they retire now, time to enjoy the benefit that they work hard for, they can't get their money. Why is that? Why? Tell me why. For a big company like TSTT, you mean workers have to protest for their money that they worked for? Crime could never done in Trinidad. And I will say this, sometimes you might find high-ranking individuals, somebody pass and shoot up their car. Sometimes you might find attempt kidnapping at members. Why is this happening? Somebody want to say why is it happening? You will find managers being threatened on phone call. Why is this happening? Why? You will tell me after I worked 40 years for a company, I had to protest for my back pay? No, all I had to be joking. Serious. All you had to be joking. Some other managers had to take a plane and fly out. Take what's telling all you. Because when all you retire, all you want all a lump sum to go home, and every 30 days you want your money. Alright, because being a manager now, you can pick up the phone and make a phone call. Hey, where my money? How me I get it as yet? You can make a phone call. You know why? Because you was in a manager or supervisor position. But the lower class people now, who drive in van and technicians and things, who them calling? Them can't call nobody. That is why you just find plenty managers in companies receiving threats. All they have to do is pass signature on a document for John Doe to get his benefit. But they refuse to do that. Live on that threat all your life. All your life until you do it. Oger added that if management could pay themselves bonus, allegedly spending $8 million in carnival and give their employees a bowl of corn soup, then they want their retroactive salary and not wait another 5 years. All right here? You spend $8 million for carnival, but you can't pay your workers and them? No, that's madness. No wonder why some all again cars shoot up. No wonder why all are getting threats. It's to sign a document and let the retirees collect their money. Oger said the action was only the beginning, as a union is always putting pressure on the government, which it blames for the lost audit report completed in February 2022. Contacted for comments, Minister Marvin Gonzalez stated that he can't be too concerned about it. He can't be too concerned. That was his reply. That was the minister's reply. He can't be too concerned. What about Marvin, as long as you get your money, you comfortable, right? As long as you get your money, you can buy a nice suit, you can buy a nice car, you can see about your family, and you comfortable. That is why when some senior managers get threatened, is want to know why. They just want to know. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers. But when we come back, we're going to hear no mail delivery in Davie. After.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Paria Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now, one postman left the Debe post office, dejected that he now has to collect his own mail. For almost 1 year, the scooter riding postman who once delivered mail to his doorstep has stopped coming to where he lives. The postman stated that it is now a hassle to get mail, as they were told there are no postmen to work in the Diamond Village. He now has to hire a car to collect his mail. Paula, good night.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Stick here, get the click. His plight also throughout the neighborhood area of Debe, Pinal, and Barapu, where the absence of home mail delivery has become a reality months ago. At Debe, one resident said he felt sorry for the pensioners and the disabled. He explained that electricity and water bill were piling up at the post office while people were getting disconnected. Contacted for comment, the General Secretary of the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Workers Union, David Forbes, stated that the corporation had a group of delivery officers who were all promoted to senior position, but the junior position were never filled. So in that case now, we have senior people at TV posts getting paid and no work is being done. Sad. Why move somebody from number 2 to number 1 and nobody to replace number 2? He said the company is currently recruiting and there is supposed to be a fleet of motor scooters coming in at the end of next month. So in the Pinal Debe area, people have to get disconnected from lights until these scooters reach in Trinidad. Hey, all good, you know? All good. Within a workforce of 500 plus, Forbes said over 100 delivery officers are still needed and added that the 30 new officers started the work. When contacted, Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez said he spoke to the chairman and managing director of TT Post and the matter will be addressed. You see why we such a back-a-day country? You see why we such a back-a-day country? Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live, my dear.
I was just calling concerning the postal service or the lack thereof. We live in Paria, the young village, and we had to go and get our meals because we haven't gotten any meals since the year started. So when we went, of course, they get the attitude and all of that. And they said, well, they are sorting out their boxes to unpack. So they will. I gave them the time. So I called this morning. When I called this morning, you know, the lady saying that, well, the postman is out. I can't do nothing for that. The postman is out. So look out for your meals. They'll get it any time. And these are electricity bills and all of that. Now, if the enter come and cut us, well, I don't know what to do there. But nothing, I don't think anything in this country goes well. Nothing goes according to in this country unless your parcel change to get something done or something, Secondly, there's a scrap iron place not far from where we live, right? And, of course, when people take their scrap iron there, which I just see, by the truckloads going up, when they sort out the items and whatever, they take out all the rubber and all the plastics and all of that from, whatever they get, washing machines and so on. And they burn it. Now, Mr. Ali, this is, I don't know, there's a senior home in the area as well. My parents are not well. I'm sure they are asthmatic pensioners, old people in the area living, right? We have been inhaling this rubber burning for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Right? Tomorrow will make it 2 weeks. I called EMA. EMA sent an email back saying that they don't, that is not in their purview to investigate that. They told me call fire services.
How the fire service would visit that? That's EMA job.
Well, this is what I am saying. So fire services say they can't do anything because it's the EMA job and also because there's no fire.
So they're going back and forth?
Yes. So the EMA told me, send the email. I have the email. They said that how they are not responsible for that, which I thought they were, right? And then they told me call fire services. Fire services say they are not responsible for that because there's no fire. That I can understand. Of course, the fire started it. But bushfires and all of that, I could understand that. But EMA is supposed to, this is 2 weeks now, Mr. Ali,
This is the EMA jobs.
Well, this is what I am saying. When you put on your AC, it pulls in that air.
Yes, it will.
Right? Now, in the night, the breeze doesn't blow as much. So
correct.
The air is in the house, it is in the area. The place looks smoky, the place looks, and this is headaches, and my daughter complains about this upset feeling, right? I mean, so who you have to go to get something done in this country?
I understand. My dear, thank you so much for highlighting this.
Okay, Mr. Ali, you have a good evening.
You too, my friend. So to the EMA department, what is actually your job? Could somebody call in the program and tell us what is the job of the EMA? What is actually the job of the EMA? Environmental Management Association. What is their portfolio? To sit down in a damn office and collect money? Right? That is all a job? The fire service of Trinidad and Tobago, they are responsible for bushfires, burning of house or building. That is firefighters' job in Trinidad and Tobago. Bushfires, a car burn up on the roadside, and building fire. 3 portfolio they have. What is the job of the EMA in Trinidad and Tobago? Environmental Management Association. What does that mean? Could somebody tell me what that means? Call a good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead. What is the job of the EMA in Trinidad and Tobago?
I just want to highlight a problem in Scotiabank.
Which bank?
In Scotiabank.
Okay.
They need to be aware, customers need to be about aware that you could get a loan offer on the ATM machine now.
A what?
Going a loan offer, you could accept a loan on your ATM machine without going and signing inside of the bank.
How does this work?
Well, I see it happen, and listen, if I could call you outside, I will let you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Contact me at 339-1670. That's a direct line to me. What is the job of the EMA in Trinidad and Tobago? Because too many people have been complaining that they're calling the EMA and the EMA is saying that is not their job. So is there anybody in Trinidad and Tobago that works in the EMA office could enlighten Trinidad and Tobago of the portfolio of the Environmental Management Association of Trinidad and Tobago? Can somebody do that tonight? Approximately 30 members of the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Workers Union marched today to express their frustration with the delay in their salary increase and implementation of jobs evaluation which were conducted in 2010. The march took place from Augustus William Park in Woodbrook to the office of the Chief Personnel Officer on Alexandra Street, St. Clair. Chief Whip David Forbes was supported by Leader Council of the Joint Trade Union Movement, JTUM, led by President Ansel Roche, President of the Nurses Association, among others. Forbes explained that after the job evaluation were conducted in 2010 by executive recruitment and management consultation firm, Pollock, Rajkumar and Associates, a final report was made to the management of TT Post and the union for its implementation in 2011. Nothing. The sentiment expressed by the firm, Forbes read from a document which he said was presented by the firm upon completion of the findings. He said in 2022, the union wrote to the CPO, Daryl Dindial, on the matter, but got no answer. He said the protest and the second delivery of the letter on the matter served as a reminder to the COP that the implementation of the evaluation was long overdue. Forbes added that a letter was sent to the Minister of Public Utilities, Marvin Gonzalez, on February 1st, 2024, and no acknowledgement of the receipt was given to the youth. So is it that the postal worker in Trinidad and Tobago have no or little value in this country? So to Marvin Gonzalez now, who is the Minister of Public Utility? If the postal workers not working, how would individuals or homeowners in Trinidad and Tobago get their water bill? Get their tea and tech bill? Marvin, I want you to answer that. How would they get it, Marvin? And that will be now a lack of funds being recovered by WASA or TNT. Because if the postal worker not working, residents won't get no light bill, neither water rate. So Marvin, when you think about it, WASA would lose, TNT would lose on a monthly basis. Marvin, you're bright, you know. You're bright, you know. You're high education to be a minister, you know. But on the flip side of it, you're lackadaisical. No performance in office to fix anything. You can tell me months now, people of Penal and Davie protesting that TD Post workers not delivering mails. They were told to go to the post office. We want to head into the 21st century with a proper service. And you mean mails we can't get? Shame on you, Marvin. So to these ministers them in position, how do you all feel? How do you all feel when you have an independent person like Saeed coming up on national television? Now, synergy is shown in every English-speaking country in the world. I want you to understand that. How do you feel as a minister now, being on the spotlight in all the English-speaking countries in the world? How do you feel being put up by Saieed Ali, an independent person? How do you all feel? Do you all feel proud of it? Do you all feel proud that the world is knowing that, hey, I as a minister not performing? How do you feel? And to make matters more worse now, we have callers calling in now that is going live on the program, indicating to the rest of the world that no action is being taken. Marvin, how do you feel as a minister? How do you feel about that? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Sir, I just want to respond to the caller who just called about a loan being offered by Scotiabank through the ATM. That is not truly correct, sir. So this loan is only being offered to certain customers, cherished customers, who have been long-standing and in good standing order. They offer these. I received twice. I received this through the bank, ATM. But you still have to go in and sign all the documents.
I would want to believe that,
all the loan papers and everything.
I would want to believe that.
It is show up on the ATM, but you just can't get it just so. You have to go into the bank with all your relevant documents. I had to go and get a recent job letter. A retiree, I went and get a letter. I had to go in and sign all the loan agreement and everything. I got one last year for $100,000. A day I went into the ATM and I saw this money.
Okay, so more or less...
I didn't take out none. I went into them to ask them if they make a mistake.
So more or less
then they tell me it was pre-approved.
You're just getting a notification through your ATM that
ATM, yes, you're getting a notification through the ATM. But you have to go in.
I understand.
You have to go in, and it's only certain customers with long standing
will get that offer.
Will get that offer, not everybody.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you for correcting it, my friend. Now, viewers, school security. We just have a few minutes, right? School security, let me just touch on this, eh? Now, there are concerns about an increase in school violence, as over 24 school safety officers are out of work after their contracts were not renewed, leading to a shortage of officers at the school around the country. However, the minister added, while safety officers play an important role in mitigating school violence, the facts don't fully support. Listen. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, there's a shortage of officers in the school. Safety officers. There's a shortage around the country because their contracts have not been renewed. Now I'm going to tell you this. We have thousands of Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force officers sitting down. Actually sitting down. Waiting for the Gaza Strip to happen in Trinidad, which will not. Take these army officials, individuals, and put them at the schools within the school time. Just within the school time to make sure there's no bullying and there's no fight taking place in the school. And let the Trinidad and Tobago police officers remain patrolling hotspot area. That is the best idea they could have. So Gatsby Dolly now, being the Minister of Education, you need to go to Duncy Head Fitzgerald Hines, who can't come up with a plan. He has no vision. So Gatsby Dolly, see that you in the Ministry of Education, you would have a little, how to say it, a little education then. You may not have common sense, but you might have a little education to reach out to Hines, to go to Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force officers and tell them, hey, instead of just sitting down there and collecting a salary, all go patrol by the schools. Go patrol by the schools. Instead of taking the police officers from patrolling hotspot areas and want to put them in school. Gatsby Dolly, I just give you an idea right there. Right there, I give you an idea. I realize common sense you don't have, you know. So I'm sharing a little idea with you. And maybe that will drop the school violence in Trinidad and Tobago. Do something. Don't just come up in front of the camera and look pretty and nice with some nice hairstyle and just beat your lip on your tongue. No, don't do that. It's action time. And I told you all, in 2024, in January, me asking and demanding, you know. So Gatsby Dolly, get your act together. Because somebody in Trinidad might carry the Ministry of Education to court. You know why? For some bully beating up their child. And Gatsby Dolly, you go have to answer for it. Why you would have to answer? Because you hold the portfolio of education. And if there is no safety in school, so help my God, if my child get beat up in school, I carry you to court, you know. So help my God, I carry you to court. You know why? You in charge of education system. You in charge of security in the school. Why? Because this is the school. This is the school. Judgment. Now Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something. This is serious. This is serious. If school have bullies, put the army officials to deal with it. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, you are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. There's a rerun of this program tomorrow. And until we meet again, have a pleasant night.